All right, yellow beeswax candle making, my first effort ever, part two. We're taking these crystals that you can get at your local craft store or your honey bee making place. I chose this from the craft store down the street, and I put it into a couple of containers, which I then put into the oven at 170 degrees. Now the melting point is 140 to 144 for beeswax. Looks like these are not completely all the way down, but I'm going to pull them out and we're going to see what they look like at this point. It looks like cakes. They're kind of rounded at the top. When I started, they were flat and beaded. What I'm trying to do is not to ruin any of my pots by having to boil the water and have wax in one of my containers and then have a forever wax container, and just bake this down a little bit. One of these looks like it needs a little bit more time, but overall, I think this looks really, really amazing up to this point. So I did make, out of the last bit of the wax, one more. This probably needs a couple wicks in it, but I'm not planning on lighting this. It does give off a nice aroma just sitting like this, and it does improve the air quality of the building you're in or the room you're in, so I have no problem leaving that out. I did get, there was only 2 packages there at the store, so I bought both of them, and with the option of returning one if I didn't like it. I do like it. I think this is a lot easier to manage than probably a brick of beeswax, which I would have to melt down. So I'm going to stick these back in here until they are completely melted all the way down to a fluid. You can see there's lots of gaps of air, and what I want in here is for it to be completely melted down. I think the difference between the meltdown in these 2 jars is the thickness of the glass. So we're going to let this go back in the oven for a little bit. About 10 more minutes. But I'm never leaving this oven side. I'm standing right by here watching this because I don't want an accidental fire. When I started, the wicks and the wax were all almost even with the top of the container. You can see how much it has melted down as the empty space leaves. In the taller container, you can see there is some liquid on the bottom. That's what I want for both of these to get to that point. Then I will add probably the wax from the red bowl and top it off and put it back in there, and we'll see how that turns out. So we're going to have a part 3. So that's part 2 of making beeswax candles the easy way. Thank you for watching. Got it 170. You don't want this wax to get any hotter than that. And this is what we started with. We will see you shortly.